Criminals and mobsters of the early 20th century. Due to the prosperity of the 1920s and the crash of the Great Depression, lots of people craved for quick money. Unlike the majority of society, some people dedicated their lives to crime. Here are some of their stories. Pretty Boy Floyd. Don't be fooled by his looks. This guy was dangerous. He would rob banks and literally destroy them, and would demolish mortgage records, leaving civilians debt-free. Most civilians idolized him, calling him Robin Hood of the Cookson Hills. This guy may seem nice, but in fact he is a murderer and only lived for a short 30 years. John Dillinger, known as Johnny and Jack Rabbit, was John Dillinger. According to John Dillinger's parents, he was always bad. Throughout his childhood, he committed elementary crimes such as robbing grocery stores. In the late 20s, Dillinger committed one of his first crimes when he went out the way to impress a girl by stealing a car and was caught and jailed. This man had already been in jail, but he knew his way around things and even made his own gang called the Most Vain Dillinger Gang. In 1924, he even broke out of jail and continued his crime spree until he was arrested and later shot and killed by the FBI. George R. Kelly, aka Machine Gun Kelly. You guessed it, then George Kelly acquired his nickname from his favorite weapon, the Thompson submachine gun. Kelly began his infamous career as a bootlegger and a kidnapper. After spending a few months in jail, he met other bank robbers. Kelly's wife, Catherine Thorne, also did the dirty work in robbing banks. The two even kidnapped a wealthy oil tycoon, holding him for ransom. This crime left him with life in prison until he died in 1954. Like many other famous criminals, his name has lived on, and Colson Baker, a rapper, has even taken on his stage name as Machine Gun Kelly. Certainly not least, we have the Al Capone. This Italian mobster was known by the FBI as Scarface, and he was also a co-founder of the organized crime group called the Chicago Outfit, aka the Chicago Mob. In most cases, Al Capone would hire a hitman to shoot and kill enemies. The most notorious stunt was the St. Valentine's Day massacre that left 7 rivals dead. Now, Al Capone did not see himself as a killer or a conspiracist, more as a celebrity. After all, he did help some people. He set up soup kitchens and even made sure school kids had milk when they went to school. However, this did not impress the FBI, and they saw him as a public threat, essentially meaning the streets would not be safe with Capone and his gang members free. Therefore, they nailed him for tax evasion and confiscated him of his precious customized Cadillac. That was later used by the former President FDR. Even though Capone is dead, he still has a love-hate relationship with the press, to which there are loads of movies and documentaries based off of him. A good example of this would be Godfather, which is a huge movie about the mob, and The Untouchables. A more recent example would be Mr. Big from Disney's Zootopia.
A skunk butt rug. You disrespected me. You disrespected my grandmama, who I buried in that skunk butt rug. I told you never to show your face here again, but...
Noted, Al Capone's beloved Italian accent has lived on as a stereotype and an example for gangsters. As you can see, these gangsters did more than just heat up their time period, but also made the media more entertaining as a whole. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.